Hi everybody, thank you for tuning into another video on TK's Tech Corner. Today we are looking at a device that needs no introduction. You've probably already seen loads of videos on it, and I'm probably going to be the last person to post the unboxing. But here we go, the PlayStation VR2 for the PS5. So this got delivered this afternoon. I haven't cracked it open yet, so I thought I'd wait to record the unboxing session, and we can take a look at what's in the box together. And then depending on how the video goes or how long it is, I may or may not try and connect it up to the PS5 in this video. That I feel would probably be better to dedicate another video to connect this up to the PS5, and then we can concentrate on the sort of boot up, and if I can, assuming I can capture the device properly through my video capture card, then to show you what it looks like when you're setting it up and testing out some games, because that's what this is all about, right? This is a predominantly, I'm guessing, a gaming VR headset. So without further ado, let's crack it open, and then I'll just talk through some basic tech specs of the device as well, and maybe if I've got it to hand, to compare this to my Meta Quest 2, or my version is the actual Oculus one before they changed the name, the Oculus Quest 2 headset. And we can just compare them out, and I can talk through some basic differences. There are obviously differences, so let's go ahead and get this out of the box. It's quite a nice, interesting package. It's like a bit of origami going on there. So now it's going to look upside down to you, but it's probably the easiest way of doing this is to try and get this thing out. And how I'm going to do it, I don't know, without destroying my camera and mic setup here. I think I'm going to have to do this like this, and I'm trying really hard not to rip the box here, because I don't want to rip the box. Actually, I'm being silly. If I pop it back up again, I think the top actually pops off. So let's just go back there again. I think this opens up. Yes, it does. What have we got inside? The kit. So there it is. Really strange. I don't know. It's a great box probably. It's not a great box for unboxing stuff, because as you can see, it's quite awkward. So I'm going to just try and get stuff out. Right. So there's a bit there, a bit of documentation, a USB-C cable, I assume, and some headphones. Nice. Okay. So and a game. We should have a game with this as well. Now I don't know if the game's going to be through a code, a digital copy. I assume it is going to be. Well, actually it is there, because there's the game and there's the full game download. I've got to scratch that thing off, which I'm definitely not going to be doing in this video. Actually, what cable is this? This is a USB-C cable. It looks like there's another cable in the box, and this is actually attached to the device. So this one there, I'm going to get this out, is actually attached to the device. And in the box now, you can see it there. If I bring it into full view, what you're going to see is the two controllers, so one there and one there, and then the headset. And this does look quite large. I'm going to get these out and onto the table, so that then I can get this box off and get stuff into better view. Quite exciting. This is very exciting. Now, it's interesting is I was thinking I'm going to be using this box to store this, and I'll probably end up all doing that, but the immediate benefit of the Quest 2 box was that, I don't know, it felt naturally more like a storage box than this does. This feels like it's going to be a faff opening and closing all the time, but so might have to invest in some sort of a cover maybe for this proper case, so that it can sit in. Right, this is a bit more manageable now. So this is the actual USB cable to connect this to your PlayStation 5. Now, one thing I was hoping to see, and I don't see it unfortunately, whether it's a worry for you or not, I don't know, is this is hardwired into the headset. So if the wire ever gets damaged, I don't know how you change it so easily. You'd probably have, would you buy a new headset? I don't know. Let's have a look. So let me just show you what I mean there. This is very light. I'm sure it feels lighter than the Quest 2. So that's what I mean there, right? Is this cable is hardwired in there, so you can see that there. If I move it close to the camera, hopefully it'll focus. And yeah, it's just nice to consider that if this was not hardwired, if this was just a C to C cable, or even a proprietary cable, right? Then if that ever got damaged, because you're going to be moving around while this is on your head, you're not going to be sitting still, then this would be easy to replace. But in this case, given that it's hardwired, I don't know, you changing the whole headset, or does this bit come off? I don't know. Anyway, so that's the initial thoughts on the cable. Let's talk about the headset itself. So the seal looks very nice. This gasket sort of, I guess if that's the way of describing it, the actual seal that's going to seal you off from the outside world once you've got this on your head, is quite nice. It's intuitive. It's got these this sort of rib design here, which is going to move in and out depending on how close or far your face is. So even if you're not all the way in, depending on how you find this thing comfortable, I suppose, right, how close or far from your eyes it's going to be when you're adjusting it, is you've still got a bit of space there to still create a seal around your eyes and nose, and cut you off from the outside world to stop as much light bleed as you can. At the bottom here there are a couple of buttons. I don't know what they do yet because I haven't turned it on. There's a power button. Again, this device is not going to power up until it's connected, so I can safely press that. And there's another button here which may possibly turn on the cameras or adjust the maybe who knows, the lenses, I don't know. The eyes, where your eyes would be over these eyepieces here, these are apparently adjustable, and I'm going to try and just slide them around. No, that's not working, so there might be another way of adjusting them through the top, and I think the way of adjusting them is here. So there's a little dial here on the top, and if I turn that, you can see the lenses moving in and out. So that's adjustment for the eyes. It's quite nice that they've got the adjustment on the outside. Benefit of this is that when you're wearing the device, you can adjust it. With the Quest 2, you've literally got to physically move the eye sockets around. So if you want to adjust it, you've got to take it off and adjust it again. So it's nice to see that the adjustment is actually on the outside. Again, it's a very light headset. On the front we can see the actual tracking cameras there. So there's 4 cameras on this device. I don't think there's any more. Yep, just the 4. There's also a big button here at the bottom. Again, I don't know what that does. This is for pairing or connectivity. It's definitely not power, because that's the power button there at the top. And I'm guessing this bit here at the top might be a microphone. Let me just hold that into view, sorry. This bit here might be a microphone, and this button here, ain't got a clue what it does. The rubber is going all the way around. It's a very soft silicone style rubber, and I think this is going to be quite comfortable. So this is actually going to be resting on top of your head. So that's taking quite a lot of weight off your nose, or your bridge, and sort of the grip holding around your eyes, which is the Quest 2. You can buy these sorts of bands. I haven't invested in one yet. I'm considering it, but they do actually. This does actually take, by the looks of it, initially quite a bit of load off the face, and allowing more of the weight to sit on your forehead. And since the device isn't that heavy, I think it's not going to be that much of a strain. This here at the back, this dial is probably going to be to adjust the tightness of the band, I'm guessing. So it's adjusting probably on the inside here. Yeah, so you can see that there. So I'm pushing the button in and then turning to adjust. This is very slowly adjusting the tightness of the band. I have no idea if I've made it too tight or not, and how I'm going to loosen it yet, but there we go. I'm guessing the bits here on the side are to pop your headphones into, if you want to store headphones in there. And there's one, because there's one on each side, and I can't imagine what else that's going to be for, or maybe to connect some other accessories. This accessory for the PlayStation 5, I can't think of an accessory yet that has ever cost more than the console. I'm sure there have been, but I can't think of any. And this is the first one I can think of, or certainly the first one I bought where the accessory itself costs more than the console. Just to note on the USB cable concerns, I think it might not be that big of a problem, because what I've noticed here is that is actually the cable connecting into the headset. So I think it's replaceable, which is good news. So it looks like, if you look at that there, that port comes out, that cable is running all the way through there, and we can see if we follow the cable up, it's running up into the headband, and then it runs around there, so we can see the cable there. It's running through there and it's popping out here. It might not be the easiest thing to replace. It might be that you replace the whole headband itself. I think that's what's going to happen. But the cable comes off, saves you buying the whole device. This would be a lot cheaper replacement than everything else. And I'm guessing the idea here is they're going to allow people to make third-party bands, so maybe something that goes over the top as well, different levels of comfort, and creating opportunity for other third-party manufacturers there as well. So good stuff so far. Let's have a look at the controllers. Now I'm guessing these are either rechargeable or battery powered. I don't see any batteries in the box. I'm hoping they're rechargeable because I prefer anything that's rechargeable versus a battery pack. And as you can see here, and I'm guessing that's what this C cable is for. They've provided one USB-C cable here. I'm just going to get this off the table. Is probably for oh, that's nice. I like this whole thing here. There's a lot of sensing going on there, I'm guessing, with all these things around here. Feels nice in the hand. You've got the R1 button there on the right controller. Nice analog stick. Analog stick small, not a problem. More like a switch style analog stick. Buttons there with nice feedback as you'd expect, and the trigger there is well, and a menu button. And that PlayStation button isn't a button, it's just a logo there. Who knows if it's touch sensitive or not. It might be. It might have some touch sensitive features. Actually, I'm saying that, but I'm sensing some movement in that set, but it doesn't click. It might be a button. Hand strap for safety to make sure this thing isn't flying off your wrist. Always essential. So let's get my hand in there, and it's going to be like that. Cool. Right. And then let's get the other one out. It's going to be much the same, I hope, just for the other hand. And I'll just quickly talk through the specification of the headset versus something like the Meta Quest 2 or the Oculus Quest 2, whichever one you want to call it, whichever one you have. For some reason I prefer Oculus, probably because I've got used to having Oculus devices in the past. Again, the USB-C charging port there. Nice to see that these are rechargeable. I'm assuming these are going to have some life. The PlayStation button on this one feels a bit clicky. Maybe they're both buttons. Who knows? They added it onto both because there's no middle here, like the controllers. So when you've got them both on, they're like that. Interesting. Don't know why they've got to have all this stuff there, but I'm sure there's a good reason for it. All sorts of technology going on in these controllers, no doubt. It feels very nice, and you know, I'm sure some of this is going to be going on when we're playing Gran Turismo, and I'm really excited to play Gran Turismo 7 when it does support. I don't know if it supports it on day one, so I'll be trying it because that's already installed and Horizon clearly isn't. Let's have a look at the headphones and where they'll plug in. I think we'll have to use them because there's no headphones or there's no speakers built into the unit, unlike the Quest 2. I think I'm going to bring the Quest 2 out for good comparison of just physical hardware more than anything else. So the way this works is this is going to plug into here, like so. You can see there's a headphone jack there on the band. That's going to plug in there, and then there's a little rubber grommet on this side, which is going to, as you can see, clip into this little hole here on the other side of the band, and that's going to hold that into place. Now that's like, almost feels like a permanent attachment to this, right? Good thing is you can change them if they ever get damaged, and as we were discussing, your headphones are going to pop into there. The idea of this being optional and removable is people are using wireless headsets. You might be using Bluetooth headphones, which I probably will be doing, so I won't be using these, but the option is there to have some wide audio if you want it. And there we go. So that is it for hardware. Let's just talk about the screen. So these displays here, these are actually OLED screens in here. The Quest 2 has LCD screens, I believe, and let's just compare them. So we're talking about 2000 by 2048 pixels per eye. Again, they're QLED displays and they support fast refresh rates. So 90 Hz or 120 Hz is what's on offer here. And from a field of view perspective, quite wide, so 110 degrees, which is great. And if we compare this spec to the Quest 2, we're talking about the Quest 2 having 1832 by 1920 resolution, I believe, if I remember correctly. supporting 60, 72 and 90 Hertz refresh rates. So this one starts 90 and 120, the other ones finish at 90, and that's for a quick comparison of what's on offer there. So I'm actually just going to grab the Quest 2 headset very quickly. I have got it here somewhere. I didn't actually initially intend on doing a comparison of the hardware, but since we're here and we've got everything out and on the table, it's probably a good opportunity to get the headset out. So let's look at this for size. There is the Quest 2. I like this. Now the main difference here is this is a standalone VR unit. Standalone, completely standalone, doesn't need any PC or anything else. Plug it in, get on Wi-Fi, download some entertainment and play. Really, really good. I've got a nice golf game on there. Resident Evil 4 VR is absolutely off the charts. It's a brilliant game. If you've got the headset and haven't played it, I would highly recommend you try it out. Really, really good game. And then so I've played a few demos on there, loads of demos you can try out, and then YouTube VR, loads of stuff to view online, loads of content, endless, and you can enjoy a lot without spending too much money on this thing, to be honest. Really, really good standalone unit. And let's bring out the controllers. A lot smaller, although I'm not saying they're any less capable, are the two controllers there. So if we just compare these, let's compare these out. So, and actually I was talking about the box. So this is the box here, and I've just pulled it out of here, right? This is actually, as I said, I use it as a storage box because it opens very nicely and everything slots in place perfectly, and that's where it's going to go back. So for me, that's like a storage box. I've not bothered investing in a separate case for this device because I don't need to and don't carry it around. Now let's just look at this for size. Actually, I'll do the controllers first so I can get them out of the way. But look at the size difference in the controllers, right? So you've got this here, and again, very nice. They've all got touch sensitive buttons, so as soon as you touch them on the actual display, you see your fingers either being down or up depending on where you're positioning your fingers. Touch sensitivity, or that's turned on the actual thumbsticks and the buttons. So whenever you're moving your hand around the controller, you are actually seeing that being mimicked on screen in your VR headset. Same with this controller. So very nice small controllers. They're not rechargeable. Small downside, batteries last forever, so not biggie. And then let's compare this for size. So there we go. You can see a size comparison there, right? You've got the PSVR2 controller and then the Quest controller. Much similar in terms of design, where you've got these rings and they've got sensors in them. I think on the new ones, the Quest Pro, we're not seeing that. We're seeing a more streamlined controller without any sort of, you know, circular sensor rings or anything like this. Interesting. I haven't had a chance to mess around with one of those. Hopefully I will in the future. They're a bit expensive. So there's that one there, and then let's just compare the headsets quickly. So the headsets, you can see there's a massive difference. Actually, I say massive difference in size, not huge. First thing, again, no cables hanging off of this one like that, more freedom. You can see the adjustment here on the eyes are here, so you've got to move this stuff around yourself. Three positions. And the headband, which does the job, but you can get more upgraded headbands. Another benefit of this is the speakers are integrated into this headband. This is the stock headband, and the speakers are quite capable because they're not stuck in your ears. It gives you that sort of spatial sound, and it's quite nice. But also, if you wanted to, you can plug headphones in or use Bluetooth headphones, absolutely fine. And a USB-C charging port, USB-C charging port there, if you want to plug a power cable in or battery pack while you're playing. So what I'm going to do is, I'm about to lose my voice. I'm going to end the video, and I'm going to probably connect that up to the PS5 and try and record the setup of it if I can get it connected to the video capture. But other than that, this is the unboxing and quick comparison of the PSVR2 headset to the MetaQuest headset. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section below, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel so you can support my channel. I really appreciate the support and feedback I get from viewers. And then you can also hopefully be set up to be notified of when I start posting more videos of me actually playing games and content on this headset here. And if you want to see some content, if you want to see Resident Evil or golf game, I can't remember what the golf game is called now, that I purchased on this device, let me know. I'll be happy to post some videos on that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all set up now, and on that note I'll end the video. Thanks for watching, take care, and all the best.